Good morning, everyone. Stephen Stone here, coming to you with a little bit of conversation to have with you. I know it's only one-sided now, but just bear with me and see if do you feel the way that I feel? That's the question. Do you see what I see? I see a world that is being overrun by powerful, influential people from a banking industry type scenario world that has also got their claws and they've built into this military industrial complex. The FEMA camps have began in South Carolina, Columbia, which I have been there. I've seen the place. It's not looking too good. If a police officer asks you if you are homeless and you say yes, you will immediately be put into a van or a police unit of some sort for transportation, and they will transport you to the middle of nowhere. That is, they call it a homeless shelter, but basically it's a FEMA camp. It's a prison. It's got the razor wire. It's got the whole nine. There's guards guarding it, so you can't escape. You can't leave, and you have to apply. You have to apply to leave. Now, if you're a free American citizen that just so happens to be a little down on their luck at the time, right? Regardless of how many of them that there are, you don't get, there's no reason to be in prison, okay? But you're supposed to be like, you get taken to this homeless shelter, there's no problem. You just apply to be shuttled back the next week. One bus a week. The bus can only hold, I don't know, you guys have all been on like a damn school bus, right? How many people does a school bus hold? Like, I don't know, 185 to, say, 125. Maybe 150 if you're lucky. So if you're not one of the first 150 or so to sign up and be approved by your application to leave, you're not leaving. Now, I do understand that the people of Columbia at the time, even the citizens, kind of bitching. A lot of homelessness. There is a lot of homelessness, guys. There really is. But come on, what did you expect? All right, in 2009, or actually at the very end of 2008, as Bush left office in November, okay, and as he began to leave office in November, and Obama had already been elected, but it was yet to take true office the following year. What happened? The housing bubble. Remember that? You remember that whole financial crisis? The very beginning of 2009, whenever the economy dropped, our stock markets plummeted by like, I don't know, however many points, but it was like some radical amount. I'm not an economist, so I don't fucking know. But I do know that, okay, the housing bubble, this is all the people who have been provided by the banks with housing, okay? All of a sudden, they decide to pull the rug out from underneath the people that they have provided housing to. They've decided to foreclose on their homes. They're not able to pay their bills, which they set them up that way. Don't forget that. Originally, they tried to say it was the people's fault for taking the damn loan. Look, man, if you're going to give me a nice house that me and my wife and my possible future children can live in and be happy in, you better believe I'm going to take it, okay? That's just duh. So you're going to blame the guy who was given a fish so he could eat, or are you going to blame the guy who gave him a poisoned fish? Okay? Think about it like that. All I know is right now they are obviously they're setting us up for something. 2016 is the next election. It is now in January of 2015. We have seen riots all throughout the different parts of the world. I'm an American. I've lived here my entire life, and I can tell you now that between the Ferguson situation that they are, I have complete sympathy, and if I was there, I might very well be out in the streets too. Don't get me wrong, because what they did was not right. All I'm really going to try to say here is, why are they publicizing it so much? It's almost like they are instigating this uprising from the people, you see, because it's just, it's been on the news. They're showing people getting upset to the point to where, you got parts of California. Oh, excuse me, I just woke up. the parts of California even, okay, are rioting too. See, you're talking about the Midwest all the way to the West Coast. You got these little sporadic parts of the world that are just kind of breaking up. It started with Egypt, remember, in 2011. All right, just now, 2015, and slowly but surely they are putting us into a state of chaos. They are televising it. They're promoting it. That's what they want. Okay, we have a revolution on our hands, and it is one of two different revolutions. Okay, and the deciding factor will be on you. And yes, whoever the hell is listening to this, I am talking to you. The revolution is in your hands. Okay. If you have to stand up and fight to protect yourself, then you do what you got to do. But we do have one thing to remember, okay? You notice something. If you watch any of these videos of the riots that have happened already, you'll notice one thing, okay? There's a whole hell of a lot more of the people uprising than there are of the, say, security, whatever, police kind of people that are protecting it. But the one thing the police seem to have that the people don't have is the idea of how to form ranks, how to, stand arm in arm, all right, side by side, and build a bit of a human freestanding wall, okay, so that you shall not pass kind of deal, all right? But seriously, we have to understand how that works, all right? We need to learn. All right, if you're down to be at the forefront, if you want to be right on the front line, we all want to be on the front line. Really, that's where we all should desire to be, because we want our goddamn freedom back. Am I right or am I wrong? Okay, I'm sick and tired of going to work, okay, and then coming home, and then by the time I get my check, so many taxes. What the hell is FICA, okay? They're robbing us, man. They've been robbing us for fucking years. We're never going to see a pension. I want to take care of the old folks, but they're not doing it properly, okay? They're not taking my money and proportioning it out to these people properly, because even the people who get their pensions and stuff, they still ain't living all that well, because the prices keep going up, though the money stays the same, if not getting worse, okay? The job situation is terrible, okay? South Carolina, terrible, all right? You want a job? Too fucking bad, all right? You better have a 4-year college education. You better be really like a young buck ready to go out there and bust his ass in a plant that's going to really just work you to death till you're old enough to die, all right? But they don't want, that's not enough for them, you see? Whoever, these people, man, they're on this angry hunt. They've had this thing going for, I'd say, at least 3 different lifetimes. They would say a millennia. And yeah, it did start with, say, like the Egyptian pharaohs. Think about it. Let my people go. Moses. All right, we're talking about the book of Exodus now. All right, going to the Bible. He had to go before the pharaoh, and God in the burning bush told him what to do. Okay, if it weren't not for that situation, if it was not for that burning bush telling Moses to inspire him enough to be willing to go before that pharaoh or president, or whoever the master is at the time, okay, he was willing to stand up and say, let these people go, man, And yes, that's going to happen again. I mean, it says it right there in the Bible. As in those days, these days shall be even worse than in those days, it says. So, I'm not going to sit here and preach and quote the Bible, because I just read what I read, and I know what I know. And if you have any sense or whatever, you might want to dig into some of this stuff, because that's where the true inspiration from these people are coming from, too. They read this book of Revelation, and they're kind of Luciferian. Everything that they believe as far as Jesus is the Savior and God is a good God, they believe the complete opposite. All right, they believe the flip opposite of that, okay? They believe that God is a terrible God, and that he is trying to kill us all, and that Lucifer's here to save us or something like that. And, screw religion anyway. Personally, I know that I believe in something. You can believe in what you want to. I have no problem with you. Honestly, I do not care about that. All I want to say is that if you are on my team, then you are only here to help me protect my family. I'm going to help you protect your family, and we are going to stand arm in arm, just as they do, okay? We're going to be geared up, whatever it takes. Whenever we go, if there's riots and you start storming it and start looting these stores, you might want to start with the gas, some of these gas masks, some of this padding, like go to the hockey department, go to the football department, go to whatever, and grab yourself, even the paintball department, grab yourself some shin guards and some chest guards and, like, boot the fuck up, okay? It's time. They have militarized. Have you seen what these guys are wearing? Okay? If we even think that we're going to really win here, we're going to have to strategize. We're going to have to get our shit together. Stephen Stone, I'm going to say that. That's my last note. We're going to have to rise up, but we're going to have to do it intelligently, okay? Don't just be slinging firebombs, all right, if you can't throw. If you got somebody at the front line and you're about 40 feet back, you probably ain't going to be able to make that, all right? So don't sling it, all right? Maybe you make your ass, you've got to be at the front line to throw some shit like that. You understand? All right? So I've been watching these riots. There's quite a few of the people who actually are rioting, the people like us, are getting hurt by the people that's behind them because they're throwing damn rocks and they're not very good at throwing. So, lift you some weights, get good at throwing shit. I don't know what to tell you. But we're going to have to do this, guys. It's coming. They're instigating it, and it's our choice now. Okay? When it comes down to it, it's the people, you and I. All right? We're the ones who win. But only if we think about it. Only if we're not just out there being ignorant and just running amok in the streets. We got to actually, let's form some damn huddles. Okay? Let's get this shit together and say, hey, all right, this side, you take that side. We're going straight in. All right. Form ranks. Whenever we say form ranks, that means arm in arm. All right, form ranks. And then if we already got ranks formed, maybe you might need to got to switch it out a little bit. You got to rotate because everybody can't be at the front line the whole time. You're going to get killed like that. Okay, you stand up there, and if they start resetting, then we find our times to reset. Okay, as one man kind of goes down, he comes right back in with another man. That's exactly how they do it. That's exactly how we will do it. Except for we will win, because we are far more than they are. Don't worry about all their pepper sprays and shit. That's why you need a gas mask. And if nothing else, get yourself a handkerchief, tie it around your face and your nose. All right, do it gangster style, and at least it'll protect you to a degree. For how long, I don't know, but you will at least make it. All right. If the shit really hits the fan, like some real bombs, World War, Afghanistan stuff going on like they got going on over there, that's going to be tough. It's going to be time to bunker down. Just bunker down and survive. That's all you got. So anyway, like I said, Stephen Stone here. And we shall overcome. Let our people go. We are all free, but we have been enslaved for so long. Stephen Stone signing off.